Barbershop Conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So, Chris Brown goes to jail for assault with a deadly weapon. Um, and he loses, Rihanna to Drake again in 24 hours. But what's so ironic about this story is I'll get into the girl in a second. I got a cool story about her. Is that we all saw this coming. You know, it's similar to the Adrian Broners, the Justin Biebers, all these pretend bad boys. You know, they become successful and then they become bad boys. It's not the reverse where you have the bad boys that become successful, like as they would say it, like 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Meek Mills, all these guys. You know, it's so ironic and it's such a shame that you want to have a negative bravado after you've climbed the mountain. Chris Brown literally has climbed the mountain. He was probably the biggest under 30 star next to Justin Bieber in that category that we have in America. You know what I mean? Like hip hop pop. You know what I mean? If that is a genre, but it's just sad that we all saw this coming and no one intervened. We've seen no homo, but we've seen him change throughout the years from a skinny dancer kid to a kid with tattoos to a kid who looks like he's doing on drugs to a woman beater, saying stuff that's really, really crazy. You know what I mean? Like some of his interviews and stuff has just been like off the wall sometimes, you know what I mean? And he has a daughter. I believe he named his album after his daughter, you know, custody battle with the mother of his child. You know, America forgave him on the BET Awards when he did the Michael Jackson dedication. It's just awful that it comes to this, you know. And Bailey Curran, which is kind of interesting. Bailey Curran is a distant friend of mine, ironically, you know. I had a radio show a few years back and she did some guest spots. I would say anywhere between 2 and 4 guest spots on my radio show, and we absolutely had a great time. Beautiful girl, calm demeanor, love horses. You know, she's an aspiring actress. I'm not sure how far she's gotten. This was a few years ago. I haven't spoken to her in probably maybe 3 to 4 years. Her phone is going off the hook now, so I have no reason to call her. But it's just funny that I actually know the girl, and you know, she's always had a bunch of celebrity friends. You know what I mean? Because I remember when she did my radio show, she brought her makeup artist to do her makeup because it was an internet radio show. And she brought her makeup artist to do her makeup prior to us going live. And she was cool, man. And it was a relationship show and she was just full go. You know, I met her in Vegas a few years back and we exchanged information. And we just kept in touch. And when I had the radio show, I brought her in. So, I mean, she comes off as believable because she has so many celebrity friends. So I don't think that she would be jabbing at money. I genuinely don't believe that. So I would lean on believing her as opposed to believing Chris Brown. But I only had one dealing with Chris Brown. Chris Brown called me by accident one day. He was like, hey, he called me from a restricted number. And coincidentally, Lil Romeo, you guys call him Rome, Master P's son, had given him my number. That's when I had a training business. And he was calling me to train him. But he said, this is CB. And I'm like, who's CB? And then he never called me back. But then I spoke to Rome. And I believe Rome had given him my number so I can start training him. Because I was working with Master P and Rome at the time. And but it's just sad, man. And it's like, damn. Could someone intervene? Like it's like, damn, you know, and it's like that with Adrian Broner. I should see Adrian Broner in sometime this month, and I'm literally just going to talk to him and I'm just going to bulldoze through his entourage and say, Adrian, I need you to talk to me for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Because I think he needs to talk to people who don't have stake invested in him. You know, I would assume that he's the richest person in his clan. Definitely the most influential. He moves the crowd, as you guys see with your clicks on YouTube. But we all saw this with Chris Brown. Now it's for real. I mean, he's literally gonna have to give Bailey $1 million. You know what I mean? Literally gonna have to give her $1 million, $2 million for her not to show up in court, because she don't show up in court, they don't have a witness. And Chris Brown, man, and I actually like his new song that's out, "Grass Ain't Green on the Other Side," something like that. That's a hell of a song, guys. You got it. I didn't see the video yet, but it's to the point where it's nauseating to attempt to pray for him if you believe in God or you have some spiritual beliefs. Like, it's like, shit. I mean, why would you pray for him? And he's been doing it to himself, man. So he's sitting in jail waiting on bail. He'll obviously bail out. He's definitely, I don't think he's a flight risk. So I'm pretty sure he'll be on whatever, $1 million bail. He'll put up 100,000 and he'll be out tomorrow morning. He'll get arraigned tomorrow morning and then he'll post bail. So he and Donald Trump will be dominating the news for the next 2 months for sure. So, he was, I saw a tweet by him. He was up in his feelings about, it was on my timeline about Drake going after Rihanna, saying he was in love and so on and so forth. But now he got bigger fish to fry. So anyways, Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. It's just funny how when you see people on the news, you're like, oh, I know her. It's just funny because she wouldn't do anything she comes from money, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think she would do anything to push him to that point. I could be wrong, but the Bailey Curran I know, is straight up and down. Good. I mean, straight up and down in terms of character and how she dealt with me. So anyways, Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Chris Brown is spending a night in jail. I wonder what multi-millionaires think when they're sitting in jail. Like, what? I wish Tales of a Incarcerated Millionaire. That should be a hell of a documentary. Anyways, Barbershop Conversations, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.